to hear. And next week we're going to talk more about Black Friday. Is that not crazy, Black Friday? Is anybody doing Black Friday? Any of you guys doing Black Friday? I'm not. I go Cyber Monday if I do anything. Or, you don't have to wait. They'll have them on sale after that. Turchuck-a-duck, Turcluck-a-duck, or something. Turduck-and-a-cluck, something. Yeah, isn't it turkey stuffed with duck stuffed with chicken? Something like that, no? I thought people do that. I'm not, no. Turkey Federation yeah, they must be. I kid you not. It is the National Turkey Federation. I about died when I saw that. I really did. I was like, what? We have people working for this thing? That's crazy. That's crazy. I think they must be. And it's got to be, it's not the women turkeys either. It's the males. They're the only ones that gobble. So they're the ones making the noise here. How do you celebrate Thanksgiving, Chris? Yeah, anybody have deep fried turkey? Have you ever tried that? I don't think it's really should be for Thanksgiving, but hey, what do I know? We tried it once here. Once we did deep fried turkey. It was good, but it just reminded me of fried chicken. Eat ham. I agree. Eat ham. Totally agree. Have a ham sandwich. Get over it. Have a ham sandwich. Turducken burgers. Ew. Ew. Yeah. Have any of you tried deep fried turkey? It is pretty good. It's real juicy too. It really is. But it's like, it just doesn't seem like Thanksgiving if you're deep frying a turkey. But that's, 45 million turkeys were consumed last year. Did you know? 45 million. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it myself. I'm like, I had it once. That was enough. That was enough. Give me a stuffed turkey. I'm sorry. And of course, I love the sides. I love the mashed potatoes and the gravy and the cranberry relish and the sweet potatoes and the sweet corn and pie and I didn't know green bean casserole was introduced in 1955. I really didn't. It was started to be a really big craze for quite a while there. Excuse me, for quite a while. You know how many accidents happen on Thanksgiving Day because of deep fried turkeys? Because they don't defrost it, they just put it in there. Guess what happens? Surprise! No turkey dinner is what happens. So there's a lot of accidents with, if you're having deep fried turkey, please be careful out there. Seriously. Thanks to this holiday, and Americans eat more food on Thanksgiving than any other day of the year. I don't know. I give Christmas a pretty good run there. I think I eat more at Christmas. I'm so tired of cooking. I don't know. I just, by the time we're ready for dinner, it's like, I don't want it. And of course, you know, do you watch the Macy's parade, Chris? I love the floats. Some of those are really cool. And of course, it's Bella's largest parade, oldest. There's one parade that's the oldest. It's Dunkin' Donuts Thanksgiving Day Parade. And that launched in 1920, and it takes place in Philadelphia, PA. It was long associated with Gimbels, Macy's rival. Remember Gimbels in Christmas Story? Gimbels, yes. Until that store closed in 86. And Dunkin' Donuts still sponsor it. You don't watch it anymore? I do while I'm cooking. Might as well. I usually watch the football games, so. What do you do on Thanksgiving, Chris? We all said what we did. What do you do? You're going to find this interesting, Lori. Founded in 1924, the same year as the Macy's Parade, America's Thanksgiving Day Parade in Detroit is one of the largest parades in the country. Did you know that, Lori? I'll bet you didn't. The parade runs from Midtown to downtown Detroit, precedes the annual Lions Thanksgiving football game. It includes large balloons. Yeah, I have red ones this year. What do you think? All red balloons. Ha, ha, ha. That would be great. Marching bands and, of course, celebrity guests, just like the Thanksgiving Macy's Parade. And the mayor of Detroit closes the parade by giving Santa Claus the keys to the city. Yeah, that's what we do, too, pretty much. Yeah. Did you know that, Lori, about Michigan, about Detroit? One of the largest parades in the country. There's also about every state has one. Chicago has McDonald's Thanksgiving Parade. Santa Claus Parade in Peoria, Illinois. This is the nation's oldest, dating back to 1887, and it's usually held the day after Thanksgiving. That's always good, Chris. Yeah, I think that's what we all do, and eat. Yeah, you should have. Yeah, wasn't that cool? Yeah, I didn't know that. See, I look up all this stuff and I find out all kinds of things. See, you have the Aloha Floral Parade in Honolulu. You got so many things going on, so many parades. But you know, the biggest one, of course, is the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. I'm going to give you a recipe, Yeah, it is. I didn't know that. I thought you'd like to know that. I'm going to give you a recipe. If you want the recipe, let me know. It looks really good. And it's called cranberry. No, that's a different one. So sorry. Cinnamon bun apple pie. It looks fairly easy. It shouldn't take that much time. You know what? Before we get to that, I'm going to go back to the Wampanoag Indians. There were 90 of them and 50 pilgrims. That could have really changed history really quick, don't you think? I find that interesting that, you know, there was they outnumbered us almost 2-1. So, you know, that history could have been changed right then and there. I find it interesting that it wasn't. So, most other countries also, celebrate Thanksgiving Day, but primarily in Canada and the U.S. You're supposed to give thanks for the blessings of the previous year and, of course, the harvest. So, you know, it's just celebrated everywhere pretty much. But this recipe is called cinnamon bun apple pie. Okay, now for the crust, you're going to need 2 tablespoons ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons ground cinnamon, 1 tablespoon granulated sugar. That's 1 tablespoon granulated sugar. 1.5 packages pie crust mix, 11 ounces each. Okay? That's your crust. Your filling is 3 pounds of apples, preferably Fuji, of course peeled and cored and cut into quarter thick slices. 1 1/4 cup sugar, 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and 1 egg beaten. And for the cream cheese icing, you have 4-ounce cream cheese at room temperature, 1 cup powdered sugar, and 1/4 cup milk. You lined your baking sheet with parchment paper. Combine the cinnamon and granulated sugar. Prepare pie crust according to the package directions, together with 1/2 cup of water. And you shape 1/3 of the dough into 1/2-inch thick rectangles, making sure the edges are smooth. Wrap remaining dough and refrigerate. That's for the crust. On a lightly floured surface, roll out dough and do 12 by 8 rectangle, making sure the edges are smooth. Yeah, right. That's not going to happen with me. Lightly coat the top of the dough with cooking spray. Sprinkle with 1/3 cinnamon sugar. Roll up jelly roll style into a log. And transfer seam side down to the baking sheet. Cover with plastic wrap and refrigerate it 15 minutes. Okay? Shape remaining dough into a 1/2-inch thick square, making sure edges are smooth. Yeah, okay. On lightly floured surface, roll out into 12-inch square. Lightly coat top with cooking spray. Sprinkle with remaining cinnamon sugar. Roll up jelly roll style. And again, transferred seam side down and cover and refrigerate it. So you got 2 logs. And what you do is cut the first log into straight 1/4-inch thick slices. And cut the remaining log into diagonal 1/4-inch thick slices. Okay? Arrange 8 straight cut slices in a circle in the center of a pie pan, spacing about 1 1/2 inches apart. You arrange the remaining straight cut slices along the side of a pie pan, spacing evenly. Press slices to flatten and form into pie shell. Bringing dough up, closing the rim of the pie pan, and press along the edges and refrigerate. For the top crust, working with several diagonally cut slices at a time, roll out between 2 sheets of parchment paper to about a 1/16 inch thickness. If the dough starts to crack, let it sit for a few minutes at room temperature. Transfer rolled out slices in between parchment paper and baking sheet. Refrigerate until cold, about 20 minutes. For the filling, place rim baking sheet on center rack and oven. Preheat oven to 400. In large bowl, combine apple, sugar, flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt. Transfer to pie shell. Working in batches, slide small spatula under chilled dough slices to loosen from the parchment. And reserve 5 slices of that. Arrange remaining slices over filling, overlapping slightly in 2 rows. In center of pie, fold back edges of top row of slices, leaving a 1 1/2 inch opening. You cut the 5 reserved slices in half, place along the edge of the pie, pressing to seal the edge. Brush dough with egg. Bake 1 1/2 hours or until golden brown and bubbly. Cool on rack. And of course, with your icing on medium speed, beat cream cheese and confectioner's sugar until smooth. Beat in enough milk until just thin enough to pour. And then, of course, you serve with the pie. It looks delicious the way it's sliced. I have a picture. Hi, Ike. Anybody who liked this recipe, please let me know. I'll be glad to send it to you. They're called cinnamon bun apple pie, and they look like, cinnamon buns on top. Oh, it looks delicious. So that's the recipe for the week. We have cinnamon bun apple pie. It's really, really good, really good. So there you go with that. How's it going, Ike? Did you know there's a National Turkey Federation? Did you know that? Okay, I'll send it to you.